manner in which all the victims have been killed. It's believed that all the crimes have been committed by a lone assailant. There is a high probability that that assailant is a woman. Now this.
Oh my God!
Second class cinema. Won't you be together? Second class cinema.
Welcome to Second Class Cinema, the show where we watch a B movie and immediately discuss. I'm Tom. I'm here with Eric, Brittany, and Aaron.
Hi, Tyler.
Hello.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
Good. We're doing well. Aaron, you're back in town.
I know. So I apologize. This is court ordered due to the incident from the last episode that I was on. I have to apologize to Eric. Again, I'm very sorry about the accident. I hope we can come to a consensus and move on.
My mother still won't talk to me.
Okay, I don't know how that applies to any of this, but
It has more to do with my behavior. Don't worry about it.
All right, Tom, back to you.
When
Okay.
was the last time you were here?
The Neil Breen Spectacular,
Oof.
which was our longest episode to date. It was almost 2 hours long. Almost as long as this intro.
Let's break it today.
All right. So we watched a movie called Dangerous Men that apparently came out in 2005, but was started being made in 1979, and it was released by Drafthouse. So that's how we found out about it. Aaron, you filled me in on this movie, and you're the reason we watched it. So why did we watch it?
Because it was from Drafthouse. that was the long and short of it.
They wrote a
That's it.
positive little blurb about it. It sounded like a lot of fun, and it looked like a lot of fun. So we watched it.
Sure did.
So anyone want to help me out and tell us all what this was about?
So this appeared to be
Thank you, Aaron.
a film about many things. It was a crime film of some sort.
Yep.
There's multiple crimes.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah. We had multiple protagonists,
against
sort of
filmmaking.
like a Robert Altman film.
Okay.
But unlike a Robert Altman film, nothing really connected. They just happened.
Yeah. A lot
we
of
had-
things happened.
So as far as I could tell, we had three different storylines going on.
Okay. One.
We had the woman whose boyfriend, husband, father man gets killed.
Yep.
And then she goes on a murder spree. Two. We had the police officer hunting down our woman who's going on the murder spree. And three.
Three.
We had random story about Black Pepper,
Blonde
who
prick.
is a drug dealer, I'm guessing, or something, a criminal.
He's a criminal.
He's a
Near to
criminal.
well.
It's a pro wrestler.
The only thing, the only crime we saw him commit was have sex
Yeah.
out of wedlock.
It's the 1980s.
It's
That's
the
illegal.
1980s,
The-
exactly.
The ultimate crime, if you will.
So we had three storylines going on, two of which kind of made sense until they never wrapped up. But yeah, get
Okay.
into that later, I guess.
I know that. That doesn't sound like
They were not seamlessly intertwined.
that doesn't sound like it made a ton of sense.
That was actually the most coherent way I could ever expect this movie to be explained.
Yeah, that was a good job, but it still doesn't really help us out that much, considering what we watched was really random.
Very random.
And
I almost didn't know where to start with my notes.
yeah, this movie threw us off a bit. It's kind of hard to start this show this way. I almost want to go with gut reaction. What was your gut reaction to this movie?
It makes other films, something even like Samurai Cop, although it is incompetent in its technical ability, at least it sticks with one storyline from beginning to end.
Yes.
At least you can give it that. This couldn't even stick with one storyline for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was atrocious storytelling.
When you thought that, maybe we're meeting our main character, then someone would get shot and that story would end and never pick back up again. So it did kind of keep you on your toes as to, people being expendable and what was happening, but I don't know where I was going with that.
Don't worry, neither did the filmmakers.
I guess I'm working this out in my mind as I'm talking about it.
no, that's okay. Well, what
The
about
weird thing is when you talk about this movie, it makes you talk the way this movie shows story. Incomprehensibly.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, well, when we were watching this movie, it felt like it was somebody just wrote down someone's story that they said out loud and then transcribed that directly to the screen.
So imagine you took imagine you have the Hollywood Cop DVD, and you also have a Blendtec blender. And then you take the DVD, you put it in the blender, and then you reset it into a DVD shape, and then you put it into your DVD player.
Yeah.
You end up with this movie.
Okay.
I feel like they tried to show us everything and told us nothing.
Oh, yes.
And it just did not work.
Terrible crime.
They were not able to do that successfully.
It wanted to be a sprawling crime drama with many characters interacting.
Like Pulp Fiction.
Instead,
Like
it was
Pulp
just
Fiction,
like, hey,
exactly.
every man rapes everyone.
Yes.
Rape, America's pastime.
Yeah, the movie was called Dangerous Men, and that's what it was about a lot of dudes who were doing a lot of dangerous things. And that was basically it.
Yeah, it opens up with our main character and her boyfriend on the beach. And they get accosted by some goons who just want to rape her. So they're like, all right, we're going to murder this guy now.
Yeah, they did. They decided to murder her fiance. That happened. And then she goes on a killing spree.
Yeah, and then she goes on a killing spree, gets away from one guy, meets up with another guy. He tries to rape her. Like, why?
Then she decides that she's going to become a prostitute, goes on a murder spree, kills a man who all he wanted was $3.99 shrimp.
I know.
His only crime was loving shrimp.
Dude, shrimp prices when they were shooting this movie, really low.
Really low. I mean, that's a deal.
Yeah.
That's a deal.
It's like when you watch Die Hard and it says that gas is 89 cents.
Oh, yeah, that's...
What a
sad.
time to be alive.
That's in the future.
Okay, you clowns, cut the crap.
$4.99 shrimp.
You're jacking the price.
I had no pluses written down for this movie, no positives, really.
There's nothing good about this
No,
movie.
there's plenty. Talk about there's plenty good, and intermittently, whenever it would it's technical, the very poorly made technically, and there were times where it just was so poorly made that it just led to moments of absolute bizarre, like our fight at the end.
Yeah. Our lack of
don't
technical prowess was kind of entertaining at times.
Yes,
exactly. That to me is a plus. Or when our main character, or one of our main character woman, whose husband, father, boss man gets murdered.
I want to say that her name is Mina.
Okay, we're gonna call her Mina. When Mina's whatever gets murdered, she immediately goes and befriends the murderer of her husband. And what the hell is going on?
Yeah, like she doesn't miss a beat. And at first we're like, is she really with this guy or is she just going to kill him?
Yeah, every person was just in a circumstance of what ultimately served them their best end goal.
Everyone had the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, like this guy just murdered her husband, dad, boyfriend. And she was like, wait, take me with you since that loser isn't around anymore. I was like, why? What's happening?
Yeah, yeah. No, if we can just go to successes.
No.
No, we're not allowed.
No.
Well, does anyone have any successes?
I have a bullshit success.
Okay.
And that is the movie started with a sexy ejac.
It did.
And that is when a wave crashes on a rock on the beach in a sexual way to let us know that our partners have climaxed.
Yeah. This movie starts at the very end of Samurai Cop.
Yeah, Samurai Cop ends, this movie begins.
So this movie is actually just Samurai Cop in reverse. Just someone took Samurai Cop.
This is
way
the
more
mood
rape.
house of Samurai Cop.
Exactly.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
I feel like we need to analyze this now and see if this actually holds up.
No, it does not.
Disgusting.
Hold up. It doesn't hold any water
my,
at all.
My brain hurts. Okay, so if no one has, so we're done with successes. then.
There's another
I guess
success.
that didn't happen. Thank you, Aaron.
Another success. It's 77 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's short. We loved it.
It was
It's-
in color.
But even that seemed to be a little...
Well, yeah, because I mean, yeah, okay.
When you don't really know what's happening, time is
70 minutes.
time is fluid. Are you still doing success?
we can move on to failures. If that's what looking at my notebook will do for us. If I could just failure. So let's talk about what this movie didn't do right, huh?
It's so tone deaf.
Tone deaf.
The music
Elaborate.
is so not fitting with anything that's going on in the plot. Like people are getting murdered and there's like sweet jazz bass lines.
Well, when you're as talented as director John S. Rad, and you write the original music for your own movie, then you'll want to have everyone hear it as often as humanly possible.
True.
It's true.
Yeah.
Even if it sounds like Toe Jam and Earl Menu music.
Hey, we've been
Play it on
talking
a
about the music so much that chances are there's probably a soundtrack out there that he wants you to buy for $14.99.
And
Yeah.
he can have my money because
I'm already
the music was
upset that I
grooving.
bought this movie for $9.99.
Yeah. That was-
$3.99 to rent. Why did we buy it?
We've made a number of bad purchasing decisions lately.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's not good. So what else? I liked the music. I thought it was fun.
It didn't fit, but
Yeah, it wasn't bad
Yeah,
music.
you're right. That's the only thing that didn't fit in this movie. Just
I
the
didn't say
music.
the only thing.
Otherwise, it was pitch perfect.
All right, give me more. I'm unsatisfied. I think this movie failed a little bit more than that.
Did anyone else feel like it had a really weirdly low amount of dialogue?
Low, like lack of, or low as
Lack
in
of.
volume?
Not volume. Like lack of dialogue.
It had a lot of dialogue, but I don't remember any of it because I think it was all very inconsequential. And oh my god, inconsequential. Oh Jesus!
wait, hold on. Third time's the charm.
No, it's not. It was very. Yeah, you got it.
Uh-huh.
Inconsequenza penitentiary 3.
Okay.
It didn't have anything to do with the plot. It had nothing to do with what any of the characters were doing. It was there. People said words. Who knows what those words
Maybe
were?
that's why
and
I didn't
what they
retain
had
them.
anything to do.
Just felt like everything was just a prolonged actions.
Yeah, this movie only focused on the things that actually serviced us to get to the scenes where things would be happening, but we just didn't get to see all the stuff that was happening.
Put your key in the car door. Turn the key.
Yeah.
Put your hand on the handle.
And-
pull the handle.
And if it was such a short movie, and there was so much padding, like there was really nothing to it at all.
Yeah.
And yet there was a whole lot going on.
I can't believe this movie survived like 25 years to completion. Like, I can't believe anyone gave a shit.
Something
about
tells
it.
me he probably filmed this in spurts. So he would film for a couple days at a time, but then if he waited so long, he couldn't get certain actors back. So then he'd just have to replace those actors with other actors, but wouldn't say that they're the same people. Now they're just totally different characters. So I'm trying to think of a way that we could connect Black Pepper, who is our villain at the end, to someone else in the film, and I can't really.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
'cause
guess he's the head of the bikers, maybe?
Unless he's the head of the bikers, but we never really meet the head of the bikers at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
so this film has bikers in it, FYI.
Yeah, I forget what they say about him when they first mention him.
They just call him BP. They don't even call him Black Pepper. We don't find out he's called Black Pepper until about 2 minutes before he's arrested and the credits roll.
You know,
Baby powder.
I just figured out that I've been trying to figure out what this reminds me of, and it reminds me of a Godfrey Ho movie. Where, except in the case of Godfrey Ho, where he would take an unfinished movie and then cram his own stuff into it, this is like 3 unfinished movies from the same guy who just could not figure out what the hell to do with any of them and just mushed them all together, and it didn't make any sense.
Nope.
So now, what if Godfrey Ho took this movie and he inserted stuff into it? How cool would it be?
There'd probably be ninjas. That'd be cool.
That would be
Well,
awesome.
it's called Miami Connection.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
If
You
he
have
got a-
bikers versus ninjas.
If he got a hold of it, it would have just been a screaming pile of shit. It would have been, you know, like one of those hold on to your butts because every scene is going to make no sense compared to the
I
scene
kind
before it
of
and
wish
after it.
that was the case, though, because I feel like I would be more behind it if it was more extreme.
It wouldn't have been more extreme. It would have been more incomprehensible.
Not possible.
Yeah, no, I think it's
I
possible.
support that.
I mean, at least we were able to figure out, you know, the connections from scene to scene with certain characters. I feel like you give it to Godfrey Ho, and suddenly there are ninjas and dragons.
You say this like it's a bad thing.
I'm saying it like it's maybe in theory it's a good thing
I'd watch it. That's all I know.
because you would have no choice.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's what
Because
I do.
Eric would pick it.
Be
and then
like,
you'd have
this
to
is
talk
Eric
about it.
Marx's class cinema. It's time to watch a Godfrey Ho movie. I'm going to fuck yeah.
Okay.
Ninjas and Dragons and Luchadors. I'm down.
I think what we should do is we should go straight to favorite parts because I don't think that our successes and failures are working. I don't
Tom, are you
think
trying to say that we've drank too much?
I don't think that we've accurately depicted this movie.
It's very difficult to
And I understand.
convey
And I think favorite parts will do that, because what we'll do is now we're going to present the moments of this film that stood out. Yeah. And then maybe things will come together a little bit more.
Well, I feel like this guy saw I Spit on Your Grave and was like, I can make that.
In L.A.
And then made it terrible.
And then made it 20 minutes long and went, shit, okay, I got to do some more.
All right, can I film you walking to the car and opening the door? Great.
Good. Hold on the door. Drive away. And cut.
So what are some people's favorite parts then? Let's hammer it down.
I thought the butt crack knife was pretty funny.
Okay, butt crack knife.
When our main character goes back to the hotel with the guy who just stabbed her husband dead. She's like, I'm gonna take a shower, you stay out here and get ready. And then she comes out of the shower naked and she's like, all right, now I want you to she say massage my knees and kiss my belly button. Why?
And then we see him massage her knees.
So he starts to do it, and then it shows a shot from the back of her, and she has a steak knife from earlier in the movie lengthwise in her ass crack, and then grabs it and starts stabbing this guy furiously.
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting.
That was awesome. I mean, she had a little, she clenched and killed a guy.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good job. That was interesting.
The way that we cut to it, where there's a quick pan down to the knife, and you don't even get a chance to go, wait, what? And then it is already poorly cut to her stabbing him.
And you're like, what is she ripping out of her butt crack? Shadow crack.
And what I also thought was pretty interesting. So we've already got a big, our beginnings to this person's knee and belly button fetish. So we've already started there, but then immediately after that, a lot of the stabbing motions were just like a nice medium close-up of breasts whilst stabbing down. And I thought that was an interesting shot.
Yeah, it kind of was, actually.
Like, as blatant and as gratuitous as possible. Hey, here's a medium close-up of breasts for you to watch while she's stabbing this guy. And I was like, well, what is the purpose? Why is he showing me these breasts?
Because this was directed towards 13-year-olds, and those kind of shots have everything 13-year-olds love in it. Breasts and death. Death breasts. Coming to theaters as well.
Breasts that eat people.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I buy it.
Because I think it's one of those, we got her naked and damn it, we're going to show it.
Okay.
Situations.
It made me feel a little uncomfortable.
Well.
This whole movie made me feel uncomfortable, so I'm glad we agree.
I'm sure Mr. Rad says, you're welcome from beyond the grave.
Mr. Rad.
Yeah. So another my favorite part, besides the knife in the cheek, was at one point in this movie, someone, I don't even remember who, was pushing someone's car off of the ledge. And I'm not even sure what the purpose was, but here goes this car down this ledge, and it keeps tumbling. I got really excited. I was like, oh my god, yes, because this was definitely, they shot it. It wasn't stock footage. They pushed this car off. It starts going down the mountain into this ravine. Then we can't see the car anymore. It ends up falling behind a hill. And they hold on that hill for maybe 5 to 8 seconds, and then they just cut to stock explosion, cover up the whole screen.
A really close-up explosion, too.
Fantastic work. Favorite part.
I feel like that was like the newest footage ever of a car being pushed off a cliff, because it's always stock footage from 1965, and this was at least from 1971.
At least 1979.
Right, fair enough.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to add?
There was a shot in the beach very early in the movie where we could clearly see someone far in the background shooting the scene from another angle.
That's very
which really set the scene for this movie.
Or he was just really curious and watching through binoculars.
It was Tyler.
It was Tyler with a telescope. Oh. Yeah, no, that was... I feel like we've seen a lot of those.
The one biker looking for his other friend, the biker who was passed out on the beach, stood at the top of the beach and screamed out, "Yo, Dodge, where the fuck you at? There you are, motherfucker."
Oh, yeah, because Dodge left the restaurant they were in to rape a waitress?
Yep. On the beach, which apparently was right behind the bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, I forgot. Basically, I forgot this entire movie as soon as it was over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As-
it's very forgettable.
You, the listener, are probably saying to yourself, boy, none of this sounds like it's connected, because it's not.
No.
No, it's not.
If you don't understand, then you understand perfectly.
It is as confusing as it sounds, as it is to explain, as it is to watch.
So, I mean, I guess if confusing things are up your alley, then I guess you might like it.
It's a movie of favorite parts. You got it right earlier. It is a movie of favorite parts. You sit there for a while and go, where the fuck is this going? And then something hilarious will happen. But then you'll sit there for a while and go, where the fuck did that go? Where the fuck is it going now?
The surprise elbow drop.
Oh. It surprised the actor that was applying the elbow drop.
Just fluttered his hands about for 10 seconds before laying the softest elbow drop on a biker.
The choreography in this movie is amazing. It lacks any kind of
Amazingly
urgency.
terrible. Everything is like that throat slit in Back from Hell where they just barely touch the person.
Just a nice,
Like,
gentle, yes. Makes the choreography in Samurai Cop look like Ip Man.
And then the last thing that I just thought was really funny was when the biker gang was cruising by and that lady was sitting on the hood of her car because she needed help. And then it kind of just like held on her face and then she like slipped out of frame as she was sliding off the car. I don't know. That was really funny.
She was just escaping the movie.
Yeah. She was just like, doot, doot, doot. And I'm gone.
Eric?
Our final fight scene between Black Pepper and a cop? Question mark?
Oh, the eyebrows
chief.
guy.
A fight scene?
they're cheap.
Question.
I don't know. There was a fist fight.
There was a fight scene.
Yeah. Every single punch that is landed is responded with the same grunting noise that was taken from the same stock sound effects CD as some Super Nintendo game, I assume. Every single time someone gets punched, it's just
I also felt like some of the times when Black Pepper was punching, it made like a pew sound. Did anyone notice that?
Like a little laser beam?
It sounded like a video game sound. It was like pew, pew.
It may have been the
Yes,
end of
dude.
the track where it probably just like peaked for a moment and they didn't bother
Maybe.
to like fade that out.
It was so weird. I was like, why does he have a laser punch?
He is Black Pepper, and he did look a lot like a professional wrestler. He had pro wrestler hair. It looked like long ramen noodles. You know what I mean? Like
And those like
dyed
terrible
white.
sunglasses.
Yeah,
well, it's before you give the seasoning.
exactly.
Could put that chicken flavor in.
I'll say unless you get creamy chicken flavor, then it looks right.
And we don't know what Black Pepper did either. He was on the run.
His name is Black Pepper. He probably did something bad.
He was definitely a criminal.
Now that's just rude, Eric.
That's presumptuous. Anyone else have anything to add before we move on to ratings?
Just the confusion of oral sex and belly button licking.
Oh, I guess. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask anyone else?
Yeah, what the fuck was this movie doing?
Why?
That was the first thing
Who?
I wrote down is what
Who?
the fuck is happening.
Where?
Oh,
Who's on first, second, and third? The main cop guy, I hated his eyebrows. They're so bad. So thick. So terrible.
You don't like a nice thick eyebrow?
Way too thick.
Something
they
that you
looked
could,
like they were like felt. And they just were like hot glued on.
yeah. His eyebrows were terrible.
The whole film is very poorly cast from beginning to end. The only people who looked like they were cast correctly was the bikers, probably because they were
Wouldn't surprise me.
bikers. Yep.
Which was also so confusing to me because the cop just kept choking out that one same biker guy with the eagle tattoo on his forehead. And then he would pop up in like the next scene and I was like, that's the same fucking actor.
I thought that guy was apprehended.
And I didn't realize if he was supposed to be the same character or what.
Didn't matter. None of this matters.
Yeah, none of it matters. But
Nothing
So
is
wait,
real.
is this movie cops and citizens versus bikers? Because if we were going to go ahead and just say,
Yeah.
one of you guys said earlier that you thought that Black Pepper might be the leader of the bikers. So does that mean that this is the cops trying to take down the biker gang and the woman trying to use vigilante justice against the biker gang?
sure sounds like that biker gang's causing a lot of problems.
I guess, but they never really imply it very specifically.
Yeah, but I guess it does make sense that they would be causing all these problems if at the end they're, leader of the biker gang was then the main culprit.
Right.
And worthy of the last freeze frame of the whole movie.
Oh, there was also the one guy who runs in to tell Black Pepper that the cops were surrounding the place, and then he runs out. We never see him again. We never saw him before, and we never saw him after. So
Correct.
Yep.
You know, important people.
Right. Exactly. Dangerous men.
Same thing, right?
Yep.
I have one thing I just want to say about this movie is every single person in this movie was an emotional wreck for their entire duration on screen.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Give an example.
I would say the hooker that Mina picks up, she goes through an entire range of emotions that one person would probably take weeks to go through, and she does it all in about 2 minutes. And I mean, she was a roller coaster.
It looked like she had a lot on her chest, though, that she needed to get off.
I mean, she had a lot to say about her job.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, no one had ever asked her what it was like to be a prostitute before, and Mina said she wanted to become a prostitute, and this hooker just fell apart.
Yeah.
It was like Pretty Woman, if Pretty Woman totally sucked.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then Mina was like surprised for some reason when the police were after her. Like, oh my god, I've been leaving this fucking wide trail of bodies because I murder someone twice a day. Gosh, the cops are closing in.
And then that's the end of the story.
Yep.
Yeah,
She
that's it. And we don't
disappears from the movie.
We don't see her for 40 minutes.
Next time we see her is in the end credit scroll.
It really is, though. Same thing with that guy who was naked in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah, that guy that was dancing to the Blue Danube.
We were forced to follow him for like 11 minutes, and then nothing, never again.
Talking about how he was going to explain this to his wife and then getting trash thrown at him.
Yeah, and then...
What was that?
I don't know.
Okay, let's just rate it then.
Rats.
Rated.
So let's rate it then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
fuck
I'm going to
you.
have to give it an unfortunate fuck off.
Oh my god, my fucking father.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Okay, let's rate Dangerous Men here. Confusing picture. Let's start. Who wants to go?
What the fuck?
Okay, you're giving it a what?
Yeah, what the fuck? This movie is incomprehensible, but it's incomprehensible in the way that I think the director thought they knew what they were doing. So I kind of liked it. I'm not sure. Because, I mean, we just watched Samurai Cop 2, and that was an incomprehensible movie, but I feel like the director knew better. This one, I don't think the director knew what the hell he was doing. And part of that is charming. I don't know if I would recommend this necessarily to people. I would have to, like, very seriously gauge who I was talking to before I recommended it to them. But I was like, listen, I know you like bad movies. You should watch Dangerous Men, because this is an incompetent movie through and through. But you'll find something to like about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as entertainment value goes, where does this gauge on the scale?
If we're gonna go like with a hotness scale, like for like
how many
Tabasco
Scovilles?
sauce. Yeah, exactly. How Tabasco sauce. This would be like a mild. This is something someone's seen the Miami Connections. They've seen the Birdemics, and you go, all right, this is the next level up from this. You're about to go a little bit deeper. You're about to go a little bit deeper. You're not at.
You're about to go down the garbage hole.
Yeah, exactly. Deep into you're going to follow that dead rabbit down the garbage hole.
What would be actually getting to that garbage hole? Like, what's that first movie that would be the garbage hole then?
Well,
Like,
you're talking about the intro.
what
The intro movie.
intro? Yeah, well,
Yeah, the gateway movie.
yes.
Yeah.
So, what
Well,
comes?
the gateway movie is always different for everybody.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like Mystery Science Theater episodes would be like a gateway into
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's probably what happened to most of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it was dollar store Godfrey Ho movies. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. We should do an episode about that. That sounds like fun.
No. Next.
All right, who wants to write it?
Initially, I agreed with you. In the beginning, I was like, you know what? This movie is really incompetent and incoherent, but it's kind of charming despite its incompetence, or maybe because of it. But then by the end, I totally changed my mind. So I'm going to give this movie a fuck off. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it really, like you said, as soon as it was over, it was gone from my head. Super forgettable. No real story to ingrain anything in your mind at all. I don't know if I would recommend it to anyone, to be honest. I thought it was pretty boring.
Okay.
But a couple of parts were stand out in their ridiculousness.
I feel like this would be fun in a group setting, like a big theater showing, where everyone can just kind of have their individual moments to laugh, and then again you get like that communal feeling of like, oh, this is funny, we're having a good time, right, guys? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think this would be good to watch in a big crowd, and I think it's even good to watch amongst a crowd of friends, maybe 4 friends. Have a good time watching it.
Yeah.
I was entertained. Through this movie.
I mean, we managed to push ourselves through Devil's Story thanks to a large crowd.
Yeah, that is true.
Talking about incompetent.
But I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm having a hard time rating it.
What do you rat it?
I'm going to give it a fucking fine. I'm going to give it a fucking fine because I think I would recommend somebody to watch this because I
This is a true example of a movie where everything went wrong.
Yeah.
They did everything wrong.
But they still soldiered through for 25 years to
25
finish
years.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
if something starts going wrong, I give up after like 25 minutes.
like
very
who
true.
at the beginning it was like everyone who watched it said it was perfect. Who
Yes, man.
said
Yes, man.
who? I want names
Friends, family.
and addresses.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Dad,
Yeah.
do you like the movie? It's perfect.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I would recommend it. So Aaron, what about you?
I'll just give it a there you are, motherfucker. Because I would say that it is that next step. I mean, it's not as bad as Last Match or something like that, where you have to sit through a lot of garbage for one really good moment. This is a movie with pauses and then great stuff, and then long, bizarre pauses and great stuff. So it's kind of hard to get through, but you're rewarded for the time that you put into it.
I think so.
So I definitely would recommend it to people. I wouldn't recommend it as strongly as I'd recommend some stuff, but I think that it's definitely... I love things that are made sincerely that come off wildly incompetent. Because we see things just so technically sound and everything that it's great to know that sometimes it just doesn't get to that point. That sometimes everything just falls the fuck apart.
Yeah. Something great about watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Any final thoughts on this movie? Anything you guys need to say?
I would love to know more about it. We dug around. Well, I yelled at Tom while he dug around on the internet looking for more about this movie. But I would love to know more about the filmmaker, which unfortunately he died not too long ago, and it appeared to be his only film.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
And so there's not really a lot of history out there about it. We don't know about any of the actors. We don't know about the film itself. We don't know really anything. So it's sort of this bizarre mystery. It's like a Radiohead album.
Yeah, I would definitely like to learn more about it. Any final thoughts about the movie?
Not really.
Guys have nothing to say? I don't. I'm out. I'm tapped. That's it. We're done. It's over. You've been listening to Second Class Cinema. We watched Dangerous Men, and it got mixed reviews. Dude, we're gonna get busted. Copyrights. We're
Drank some tequila.
Oh yeah, if you couldn't tell, we drank a lot of tequila.
We ate some dip.
Yeah, so the music ruled. If you'd like more information, come on to the Facebook page, facebook.com/secondclasscinema. If you'd like to listen to if you'd like to listen to our episodes, you can listen to them wherever you're listening to them right now. You can also listen to them on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, secondclasscinema.com, and followingfilms.com. That's it. It's all gone. Wait, we didn't say... you guys started, tuning me out. We didn't say bye to Aaron. So, bye, Aaron.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Did you appreciate it?
Yeah! Oh. Nobody's listening at this point.
Christmas appreciation.
Oh, yeah, everyone's long gone.